some of the things that have happened in your career outside of the ring hurt you when it came to this?
Well, okay, my thing is this. Are we talking about my personal life or what I do inside that square circle?
Shannon Sharpe just exposed Floyd Mayweather in a big way. You won't believe what he revealed.
I don't care what we have been through in the past. It's all about growth and growing. I love my dad because without my dad...
And now, people are calling Mayweather a scammer.
We're gonna get through this.
Floyd Mayweather recently claimed he bought 62 apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan for $42 million. All with his own money. No banks, no investors. Sounds impressive, right? But when reporters checked, something didn't add up. City records showed no proof that Mayweather owned the buildings, and even the management company had no idea about any deal with him. It looks like Mayweather might be trying to trick people or make himself look richer than he actually is. Even rapper 50 Cent jumped in, roasting Mayweather online and saying the whole thing sounded totally fake.
We got to right now because the money going.
So the money's really gone?
Yeah, that's what you think. It's get the money, spend the money.
All that money?
It took been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money's gone, trust me. Now it's like, call him, he'll be at your local host.
Some people might say he just wanted more views or clicks, but that's not true. He wasn't chasing clout. He was trying to tell people the truth. It was about showing that Mayweather might not be the money man everyone believes he is. When someone brags about spending hundreds of millions without any real proof, it makes you stop and think. This is why fans and followers should stop blindly believing everything they see online. Real wealth doesn't need to shout for attention, and if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. The real issue with Mayweather is that he talks too much about how rich he is, always showing off his cars, jewelry, watches, and private jets. But what he may not realize is that showing off costs money, and even millions can disappear fast if you're not careful. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the money you earned. You worked for it and deserve to have fun. But when the money starts to run low and you trick people just to stay rich, that's when it crosses a line. If it's true that Mayweather scammed people just to keep up the image of being Money Mayweather, then it's not just sad, it's wrong. Being rich doesn't mean anything if you have to lie and cheat to hold on to the spotlight.
Before you buy cars and before you buy, all this expensive stuff, get you a home. But Floyd, they see you post that stuff. They see you with bands after bands. They see you with these Hermes bags. They see you with all this stuff, and they say, "Well, I want to drip like money."
This news about Mayweather is shaking the image he spent years building. He ended his boxing career with a perfect 50-0 record, something very few can ever claim. He wanted the world to remember him as one of the greatest, and he worked hard to protect that legacy. But now, with all the stories about fake deals and possible scams, people are starting to see a different side of him. That perfect image is starting to crack. How can someone who built their name on discipline, confidence, and winning get caught up in something like this? Being great in the ring is one thing, but how you act outside the ring is what truly lasts. And if these stories are true, Mayweather's biggest loss might not be in boxing. It might be in the hearts of the people who once respected him. Maybe it's time for Mayweather to lace up the gloves again. Not for a real fight, of course. Let's not get carried away. Everyone knows Floyd doesn't take real competition seriously anymore. But hey, another exhibition match in Dubai? Why not? Maybe he could fight a YouTuber or even a TikToker, as long as the paycheck is big and the risk is low. That's the Mayweather way. Safe fights, easy money, no real threat to his undefeated record. When things start falling apart outside the ring, the easiest fix for Floyd is to hop back in for a few quick rounds where nobody is keeping score. If there's one thing he's shown, it's that exhibition matches are his sweet spot. Throw a few jabs, flash the abs, and collect another easy million or two. Let's also not forget when Mayweather appeared on Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, proudly claiming he owned over 100 buildings and said 99% of them were in New York. Now, with everything coming out, people are starting to wonder how much of that story was real.
Dripping in a house that I own. I'm dripping it. Every house that you see me in, I own.
Right.
So whatever I'm posting, that's the life I'm really living. So I'm not
That would have
telling
been impressive if it were even a little bit true. But let's be honest, that's just not real. New York City property records couldn't find a single building under Mayweather's name. Not even one. According to reports, even well-known boxing insider Rick Glazer couldn't ignore the growing rumors. Hearing that Floyd Mayweather might be having money problems is hard to believe, but the rumors are strong, and they aren't coming from random fans online. They're coming from people with real connections in the boxing world. If someone like Glazer hints that there might be truth behind the talk, it makes you wonder if the money team is actually running out of money for a man who calls himself money. Even a small rumor about being broke can hit harder than a left hook. Still, despite all the gossip reports and what many would call clear signs of trouble, Mayweather doesn't seem too concerned. Instead of responding with facts, he's sticking to his usual move, posting flashy videos and photos on Instagram. That's typical Mayweather. When the pressure rises, he doesn't defend himself with the truth. He distracts with luxury. His Instagram has turned into a highlight reel of how pretend everything is perfect, even when cracks are showing. Floyd knows how to play the image game, and for now, he's choosing to drown out the talk of bankruptcy with glitter, filters, and videos of him casually walking through his mansion like nothing's wrong.
how many buildings you got. You don't really have no buildings. So I think I own right now somewhere upwards of 100 buildings or more. And in 99% of my buildings are in New York City. Wow.
But what do you think? Is Mayweather really a scammer, or is it all just rumors? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know what you think in the comments below.